Well, maybe maybe it's not just that type of medication you need. I don't know.
Well, so you're trying to, I came here with good intentions to give you an interview out of respect.
I'm here to promote the CWF Fan Fest for a couple friends of mine.
That's
so
what
that's
you're
what I'm
here to
doing.
do.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you're here to belittle me. That's what it sounds like, But see, Stone Cold Steve Austin doesn't got no balls. He likes to.
I'm not. We're gonna actually cut this because I'm friends with Oz. You know what? We're cutting this. We're cutting.
I said.
Okay.
Several months ago, my guest, Billy Jack Haynes, the legendary Billy Jack Haynes, had a run-in with Devon Hannibal Nicholson. Now, what happened was Billy Jack Haynes was appearing at a con. Is that true, Billy Jack?
Yeah, convention con.
Right. Now, you encounter that a lot. You encounter people questioning you or calling, maybe like, people from the internet, maybe writing disparaging things about you on the internet. So that must be a frustrating point of contention for you to begin with, from always constantly defending yourself from that.
And as strong and as badass as he is, that's the way I've been growing up, and that's the way I am. And so I was ready to throw down right then, right there.
So what you're saying is if it was just a fisticuffs fight, man on man, you would take him?
Would I take with fist?
With fists?
Yes.
And we had to bring in a private security force to be here, and they are behind the cameras right now. And
I can see them.
Yes. And if anything gets out of hand, I'm not saying that this is for your safety or his, but just for RF video and for all our properties, we had to have security on hand. So.
Well, why can't two men, if we don't get along, there's a ring right there, just settle it and worry about why is security here eyeballing me right now like I'm some kind of a murderer or something? Well, I guess I come here to fight and you got this fucking security here?
Please.
Quit looking at me, asshole!
I apologize for any
fuck the security you brought. That's bullshit on your part.
I have nothing to do with
this.
I
love RF Video and Rob Feinstein, but fuck this.
I don't work for RF Video. I'm here to simply, on my own time, to conduct this interview, and I understand where you're coming from.
Do you?
I'm trying.
You understand a 5-hour nonstop flight?
And that fat, ugly piece of crap David Penzer made me take down the first one. Claiming that he thought, even though it had like 45,000 views in a day, he thought it would hurt Billy Jack Haynes' autograph appearance in Florida.
Right. Well, I mean, a good purpose is you disparaging Billy Jack Haynes. Is that really a good purpose? I mean, just because something gets views doesn't mean it's right.
Disparaging him? How was I disparaging him? Speaking the truth?
Well, the truth according to you, I mean, you weren't there. I mean, the things that are Billy Jack claims, whether they seem outlandish or not, you can't prove that they didn't happen. That's one man's opinion based on another man's opinion.
Well,
isn't it?
I'm allowed to state my opinion, and I felt that he went over the line with that interview.
Right, well, let me ask you this, because even in this interview here, and I have no dog in this fight, all I'm doing is
you seem to.
No, but because the reason why is because in this setting, you're the interviewer always, but this time you're the interviewee. And as you come into this, it seems that you have a tiny bit of arrogance.
Arrogance, wow.
So just a tiny bit. So when you bring that to, and I do interviews myself, maybe not as famous as you, but I do them. So if you bring that to an interview and you walk into that, you give the respect to the person that you're interviewing, no matter how outlandish you may think his comments are. His comments are that of his own to believe.
You do things your style, I'll do things my style. That's why.
Well, that's interviewing 101. Billy Jack, he's had surgeries, he's had illnesses. You'd feel good about yourself stepping in the ring with Billy Jack Haynes?
I've been attacked by people like him that have not been in their prime. I admit this guy, he's still tough. Sure, no question.
So fans of yours you like, but
if they have taste.
Right.
But if they're the fat, sloppy fans, typical fans that you'd see in Philadelphia, bad breath, smelly, you guys can have them. Billy Jack Haynes can have them.
what
I
you
think
said.
I saw Billy Jack Haynes going through one of the trash cans out front
no.
looking for some lunch.
Hannibal, come on now, please. Now, is that
I'm
necessary?
serious.
Hello, everybody. We're back to this very special and tense edition of Face Off, and I have tracked down Billy Jack Haynes. He's now joining us with Hannibal, and
With his new penis head haircut.
I mean, we don't have to start.
Actually, I don't even know if it's in your opinion.
Is it in your opinion? Was it disrespectful?
One thing I will agree with him, it was disrespectful for David Penzer, that fat slime ball, to actually cancel you from your appearance based on...
I mean, can you really respect? I mean, you still respect this man?
Did you really say that? Did you really do? Oh.
It may have been
I didn't hire them.
Trust me, those guys could not stop me if I wanted to go after him. I am a gentleman. And as I said, you are right. I had a long weekend that weekend. Being around Penzer for a couple days will drive anyone crazy.
With 4 or 5 doctors on the
Well,
road.
now you have me interested on this Tom Zink story. I want to know about this Tom Zink story.
Oh shit! I knew. I broke in with Tom. Helped break him in Minnesota when he came to Portland. So I mean, 2017, 18 again, and I took a lie detector test and passed him, and I had to go to Arkansas. If I would have been convicted, I would have been put in prison, and I would have been another Jeffrey Epstein. They would have hung my ass in jail. So I look. Here's the way I look at it now. I look at it like I kind of, in a way, I kind of started this shit. You know, I seen you at a restaurant. I called you outside. I talked to you first.
Maybe I'll end this with a boot to your face. I'm too fucking nice. You little puke.